Hello YouTubers and welcome to episode number 10. So for this one I am on the road bank in a swim known as the piss pot. So that's what the locals call it, so that's where I am. Right behind me, show you, rods down there, everything's all wrapped up, you see that, ready to go. So yeah, fishing straight out in front of me, about 17 wraps. It's a nice little sort of like old like stream bed sort of thing out there, so there's a nice little drop in the silt there, so that's where I'm going to be fishing. Got my spod rod with me. I'm just going to be fishing boilie, just chops and halves, and I'll show you all that in a minute. Got a bit of a different bait with me as well. Decided to move up to 20 millers because of the bream. So gone up to those and they've had the heat treatment, if you know what that is. So if you don't, then I'll explain it later. It's basically just a way of flavouring your baits. So right, anyway, enough gubbins. I am now going to get my rods out and get fishing, because I've been here for about an hour and I haven't done anything yet, and I've got to put the bivvy up. So I'm going to crack on and get that done, and I'll catch you when I'm done. Hello. So, made a cup of tea finally. Just finished spomming out a load of boilie. So for this one I've made up a batch of what's known as the heat treatment. So basically I've got a new type of bait. I'll talk about it a little bit later on. It's basically like a liver boilie. So what I did was took those boilies, put them into a bucket, boiled the kettle, and then added the water to the boilies, about a kilo of boilie I suppose, put into a bucket, and then sort of like just cover the boilies over the top with the water, and then you put the lid on the bucket. It's a treatment called the heat treatment. So you put the lid on the bucket and you leave it, and then what that does is that kind of like expands the boilie and makes it really soft. And then what you do is you take out the water after 20 minutes, and then you add like a liquid to it, so you can add whatever you want. For me, I use the krill liquid. So I've added the krill liquid to it, and then left it, and then just put a bit of the krill powder, the krill meal, on top of it. And that's what I'm using for this one. So hopefully that might give me a little bit of an edge. I don't really know. So that's what I'm doing for this one. All three rods are all pretty much straight out in front of me at 17 wraps. So everything's pretty close together really. So I've just concentrated on one kind of area, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I thought I'd try, you know, because I'm using 20 mil boilies. So what I did was I chopped them in half with the cutter, the quarter cutter that I've got, and that's why I've sort of brung the spod rod with me, because obviously you can't catapult them or throw them. So I just thought I'd try something different, and like something they might not have seen for a while or before. So worth doing, just in case. So yeah. Right now, I'm going to finish my cup of tea and chill out, because I'm knackered. I'll catch you later. Right, and guys, not really what I was after, but we have had a fish, so we're not blanking, I guess. Just a little bream. That was just on a 16 mil wafter. Not really what I was after, but it's a fish, so I thought I'd show it. So hopefully we can get around these a little bit. Alright, get the thing back. Right then guys, not really what I was after, but hey ho, it's a fish. So I'll just talk you through rigs. Okay, so straight out in front of me it's 17 wraps, all 3 rods, just out on like it's kind of like a little silt spot out there, I guess, something like that. Right, it's about 17 foot of water. Obviously being a reservoir, it's, you know, it's quite up and down in here. This is kind of like one of the, not the deepest area, but it's, you know, it is quite deep here. So, but it's well known for producing fish, so that's why I'm in here. Right, left hand rod, Ronnie rig, stiff boom, krill pop up, little white one. Middle rod is the same again, but with a pink pop up. And the right hand rod is a little krill wafter that you just saw. So if I keep getting bothered by the bream, then I'll change the size of that wafter to an 18 miller. I don't really get the problem with 15 millers with the bream in here, with the pop-ups. It just tends to be wafters. So hopefully I can get around that, and that'll be the last one that I see. So the weather at the moment is quite good, but like I said, it is due to rain later, so I took a bit more time in setting the bivvy up, just to get everything nice so I was comfortable, because I know that I'm going to probably be spending a fair bit of time in here this weekend. So yeah, right, I'm going to leave it there until something else happens. I'll talk you through like the boilies that I'm using and whatnot. I'll show you all that later, because there's a bit of a twist to that, to what I normally do. So I'll show you that a little bit later on, and I'm gonna put the radio on, kick back for a bit, and enjoy the peace and quiet. Right, so I thought I'd just give you a quick view of what the swim looks like for this one. You've got like trees either side, and then you've just got the water sort of straight out in front of you, and I'm probably smack bang in the middle with 17 wraps straight out in front of me. So you've got a nice few markers in the trees at the back. Don't know if you can pick them out on the camera, but you know, my markers are pretty good, and it's pretty straightforward, really, pretty easy in here. One thing I will show you while I'm here is I bought myself this doody little pod. This one is a Sabre Low Pro, I think it's called. It was only 30 quid. So I did look at the Fox one, but that was 158 quid. So I decided against that, and I quite like the pods. I'm not into the big aired pods, like the ones that sit up really high. I like the little ones that are like this, just like little bank sticks. And they work really well out here, so decided to invest in one of those. So yeah, folds down into literally nothing and goes in a little bag. So if you're in the market for a pod, I recommend the Sabre rod pod. It's a really good little bit of kit. Yeah, really impressed with it. So I'll show you the banks while I'm here as well, what the rest of the reservoir looks like. So you've got this swim here as well. This is kind of like the extended version of the piss pot, if you like, because they seem to call all of this the piss pot for some reason, I don't know why. Over here you've got a swim called the dugout, which is just down here. It's quite tight in here, but you've got like that little area there, so you can fish straight out in front of you, but it's a little bit tight because there's somebody fishing on the bar, which is located round the tree on the other side. And then I'll show you over here. So this is the rest of the reservoir over here. This is the beach. We call it the beach in the summer because obviously you've got this sort of like line here, but they're also known as like the road bank swims. So you get a nice bivvy in there. Over there you've got the point. You can usually bivvy up with 2 or 3 people over there, depending on who you're with. You know, it's a good one for a social. And then over here we've got this feature here. This is the fallen oak tree. You can sometimes pick a few fish off the end of that. This kind of like all here sort of like shelves out. It's really shallow. You need your waders on to sort of like bring the fish in, because it's really shallow, but you've got to be really careful, because about 10 foot out it drops right off. So, and this swim here, this is the behind oak swim, this one's called. So again, not a swim that I've fished yet. Fish do come out of here, but it can sometimes be hit and miss really. All of this tree line along here is probably only about 4 or 5 foot, and then slowly it just sort of like just falls away really. In behind that over there you've got another swim. That is the boat swim. There's a little bit of weed out around there. I fished that last week, but I was blank all weekend, just sort of like aiming out towards the tower and then out towards the buoy, but didn't really have anything last weekend, so decided to go for the other swim instead. But yeah, just thought I'd give you that little tour, just so you can see what the rest of the reservoir looks like, and swims I'll be fishing in the future of some of my bogs. Right, and guys, it's about 8 o'clock now, just moving on into the evening. Water's gone flat calm like it usually does at this time of night, so I had a couple more liners but nothing else as yet, so I've just put out another sort of kilo of bait for the night, just out with a spom, just chopped up boilie really, just to see if I can get it going. Maybe someone will come along later on, so I just put out sort of like the rest of the bucket that I have made up. Luckily I've got another load ready to go as well, so that, and I put 50 whole baits around just with a throwing stick, just spread around. So unless anything else happens, you'll probably catch me tomorrow morning. I'm going to stay up quite late tonight and see what I can hear and see going on, so we'll see how we go. But for today I'll leave it there. Calm down. Right then guys, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Managed to have a run. This was on the left hand rod, on the white crow pop-up. So the bait that I've got out there is obviously working. There we go. I don't know if you can see that properly or not. It's sort of light out. Only a small one. Probably around the £9–10 mark, just about. Just a nice little mirror. A bit more organised this morning. It's 6:30 in the morning now. Had an absolute screamer of a run, so everything is working out good at the moment. I'm a little bit more organised now as well, with the mat and the sling and whatnot to sort everything out, so that's good. Right, let's get this one up. There we go. Bit of a better fish this one, £14, just over. Lovely thick fish. I'll show you the other side. It's been resting in the net for a minute, so he might be a bit lively. I thought it was a lot bigger than it was when I weighed it, to be honest, but It's just the thickness of it. There we go. Lovely fat belly on it. Definitely been eating the boilie again. So I know they're feeding on that, which is great. Right, I'm going to get this little bad boy back and get fishing again. So that's 2. Yeah, happy. Alright, and guys, haven't really done any updating today. It's about 2 o'clock now. The weather's turned into sort of like drizzly rain. It's been like it all day. Had a bream at about 10 o'clock, something like that, just the same as what I had when I first got here, so just put it straight back, didn't bother filming it. So yeah, I'm the only one to have anything so far. So Jamie said when he came round, one of the bailiffs, there's like a couple of other people here, but they haven't had anything yet, so I'm not doing too bad. But as of yet, nothing has really happened. So yeah, about 2 o'clock now anyway, so I'll update later on if anything happens. But right now I'm going to have an afternoon snooze because there's nothing else for me to do and it's pissing down, so I'm completely bivvy bound. Never mind. Hello. So because of the lack of anything happening so far today, I'm just going to try something a little bit more different this time. So here we've got the lead arrangement, if I can get it in the camera. So obviously like the helicopter system, there's a stiff boom, and what I'm going to do, something I haven't done in here, is a little Ronnie rig and a bottom bait. We're going to give that a go. That's one of those boilies. My next clip will be show you the condition of those boilies and whatnot, but I'm going to try that now. So I'm going to ping that one out and see what that does, and see if we can catch a fish on one of these boilies. Okay guys, so I will talk to you about these new boilies that I've got. So obviously these are the new boilies. They're sort of like orangey, sort of like in colour. They come in 20mm size. The external of it is, it's relatively soft really. I mean, I can, you know, they're very soft inside, full of moisture and whatnot for a shelf life boilie. I'll just break one apart so you can see it. There you go. So that's what the inside of one looks like. It's full of like nuts and seeds and all sorts of stuff. They're very soft. So but the external of it is quite hard, so that kind of like helps with the like your throwing stick and stuff like that. They don't really break apart when you ping them out, but when they're in the water they do, you know, break down pretty good. So yeah, these are the liver flavour ones, and all I've been doing with these is just basically, as I said before, just putting them in the krill liquid and doing bits and bobs like heat treatment and stuff like that. Not that I really don't think that they need it that much, but it's just an edge that I use in my fishing anyway. I would do that with whatever I was using. So at the moment I'm still the only one on here to have any fish, so, or any carp anyway, so I must be doing something right. And these baits seem to be doing the trick. So I'm still not going to tell you where I got them from yet, but I will do at the end of the vlog. Some of you will be very shocked to see where they came from, and so I suspect some people will go, "Oh my god, I can't believe you're doing that." But at the end of the day, they catch fish, and to me that's all that matters. I don't care whether it's a big name or not. If it catches fish, it's a winner in my eyes. So yeah, there you go. I will post up at the end of the video where they're from, and hopefully we can get another bite. What I'd like to do is actually just catch on one and just prove that, you know, they do work. I did put a handful of it in the margin last night, and I woke up this morning and it was gone, so I know that the silvers eat it, which says to me that the carp would eat it as well. So yeah, pretty good really. That, and obviously, like this morning, I found the reminiscence of it in the cradle. So yeah, that's what I've done. So hopefully, like I say, I've put one out as a hook bait now, so I've never tried a bottom bait out here, so that's new for me as well. So I say I will leave that one out until later on, and then I'll probably bring it back in just to check it, just to make sure it's, you know, up to the job of staying out there overnight. Hello YouTubers, will you join me looking a bit wet? It's decided to absolutely bucket it down for like the last hour or so. It's about 7:30 at night now, something like that. I've been bivvy bound for like the last 2 hours because it's just been non-stop rain. Managed to get out a load of spod, or a load of boilie before this all started, because I've kept my eye on the weather app, and I thought, right, okay, you know, time to batten down the hatches a little bit. So everything closed up in the bivvy, ready to go. Just put my salopettes on because they're waterproof, and I had to run back to the van, get my jacket, because the weather's been so good. I didn't really think to bring my old weather gear with me, though I left this in the van, so it's not too bad really. Good job I did, because I was lying here watching the TV. What was I watching? Some crime documentary or something. Receiver went, absolute screamer halfway across the lake. I'm sat here, right, and the weather, I can't tell you, is horrendous. So I'm sat here going, I'm not going out in that. So I let it run, but it slipped the hook. So by the time I got to the rod, by the time I got my jacket on and whatnot, it had already done me. So yeah, lost that one. So just quickly wrapped it back up, straight back out. Yeah, it's really raining outside, really bad. So luckily enough, I've managed to stay dry, and I think I'll be leaving these bad boys on, because trying to put these on before you go out is kind of an issue. So lesson learned, I'll leave these on now, and then hopefully I'll get to the next one. But yeah, such is life. Other than that, nothing's really happened. Had one bream earlier, I think I told you about it, but that's all I've had. So yeah, the pressure's dropping off now, so the pressure's down to about 10,005 now. So you know, that's quite a drop really, because it was 1,014 earlier. So with the rain as well, it looks like it's, you know, turning the activity on a little bit. But yeah, never mind. Hopefully we'll get another one, maybe in between the rain, 'cause it's supposed to be showery, but it hasn't stopped for God knows how long now. So yeah, right, I'll leave it there, and I'll catch you later, hopefully when the rain stops. Hello. So it's about 9:30 now. Completely black outside, so that shows you how the summer's slowly coming to an end, I guess. Just been out and put the light marking on the night marking on the Delkims. So hopefully, maybe we'll get a run during the night again. I guess a lot of it's going to depend on the weather really, because the bites seem to come either in a really heavy downpour, or when the rain stops. So hopefully I'll get one when the rain stops. Just gone back to sort of like drizzle now, so gonna be back in here for the night, and stay dry, try to anyway. But you know what it's like when it's, you know, everything's soaking outside. Trying to keep yourself dry is a bit of a nightmare in a bivvy. So but I'm doing alright so far, so pretty good. I'll see how it goes tonight, and then depending on how tomorrow goes, what the weather's like, etc. I may stay until sort of like midday and then call it a day if the fishing's not picking up. So I'll leave it there, and hopefully we'll have a run during the night, and hopefully it won't be raining for this one. Oh, I did have a bream. I've had a bream since I last spoke to you as well. Didn't bother filming it. So yeah, just missed that one carp run and then had a bream straight afterwards. Consolation prize. Right guys, I'll catch you tomorrow if I don't catch you during the night if I get a fish. Good morning guys. So the rain's kind of just stopped. It's late morning now. It's about 11 o'clock. But we've got a break in the rain. Unfortunately I haven't had any more fish, just the 2 breams. So unfortunately missing that run last night proved to be a bit of a downfall for me for this one. But hey ho, I know that the baits work and I know the rigs work, which is the best thing about it really. That's sort of like what I came here for, so that's all good. I'm going to be packing up now because the weather's going to be set to get really bad this afternoon, and I really don't fancy being sat in the bivvy all afternoon and then trying to pack up in the rain. So I will leave this session here. I will reveal I'll reveal the bait that I invested in at the end of the session, and for the most of it I'm going to keep using it for a minute for here anyway, because it seems to work with a bit of glug added to it and a couple of other bits and bobs, though it does work by itself as well. So yeah, I think 2 other fish came out of here this weekend, so I know that you know, I'm not behind on you know, with takes or bites or anything like that. So I'm fishing just the same as everyone else is. So yeah, pretty good really. So I'll reveal that to you at the end of the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe if you like these kind of videos, and I will see you for my next one. I'm not too sure when that'll be or where it will be, or if it's here or wherever, but we'll see. So yeah, tight lines guys, and I'll catch you for the next one. Right, and everyone, so as promised I would show you the bait that I'm sort of like using stroke trialing at the moment, and this is what they are. It's the Capellan well mixed boilies. Capellan are a company in France. They're quite a big company. They do a lot of tackle and stuff like that, and this is their boilie range. You can buy them in Decathlon. You can also buy them direct from them as well. So ingredients wise, I'll put up after I film this. It's all listed on the back of what's in these things. It's basically nuts and seeds and flavouring of liver and wheat and all sorts. So yeah, so that's what I've been using. Right, price wise, this is where it gets good. So the price for these boilies is $24.99 for 10 kilos. So as you can probably tell, that's a massive saving. You can buy 40 kilos for 50 quid. So I'll do a few more sessions with them and see how we go. I've got 10 kilos of this at the moment, so I'm just in the process of using it. But so far, since I've used it, well, I've only used it the once, and that's produced the 2 fish that I had. So it could be quite a good little bait. We'll soon see. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you what I was using. So I know there's going to be some people going, oh my god, but you know, because it's not a mainline bait or it's not a stickies bait, but at the end of the day it works and it's a money saver, and to me, if I can catch fish just at the same rate as what I have been doing, then why not do this? So definitely going to be interesting to see, you know, what these produce in the future.